So your business in Canada, how you can build true sustained business success in Canada. Click the subscribe button here and set up the alert if you want to receive when we publish a new video. And if you find the content of this video useful, let us know with the like button. There are multiple competent options to help you if you are from an emerging country bringing a business to Canada. If you initiated this journey somehow, by now you know that you must have talked to several very competent and well-intended people. They can be from consulates, they can be from chambers of commerce, from some Canada-based incubators or accelerators. There are what they call soft landing programs or investment attraction offices. So there is no shortage of very smart, very competent, and very well-intended people to help you. But this is a point of caution. Most of this ecosystem that's out there to help you, they are focused on a measurement of success for you that is a bit of a short-term measurement versus a long-term measurement that's needed for you to continue making money in Canada. Let me explain why. Why do we define the short-term success? Well, it could be, for example, if you came for a trade mission, for a visit. If you are in your home country and you came to Canada to spend some time here and meet with some people, that can be measured by some people as success. Oh, great, we took X companies to Canada this year or this semester or for this trade mission, right? Or in some cases, success measurement can be like, oh, we helped X businesses incorporate in Canada, which is like companies coming in existence. Or maybe it's about obtaining a work permit and getting a key person a permanent residence in Canada. That is a measurement of success. Or in some cases, even it could obtaining some investor money. So there are a number of different ways where certain events can be considered success. Absolutely, right? Including, for example, make a few initial sales from your home country. This all makes a lot of sense for one specific reason, because back home in an emerging country, typically where things change very quickly, even like if there's an election, things may change radically depending who's in government. That's very different from what happens in, let's say, G7 countries like Canada is, where things don't really change that much over time. Things are more stable. So what happens in an emerging country where things can change very quickly is that also windows of opportunity open and close very quickly. So if a window of opportunity opens and closes again very quickly, what happens is that I have to be fast. I have to go through that window while it's open. If I wait too much, if I plan for too long, if I don't move fast enough, by the time I try to go through that window of opportunity, it's now closed. So it resonates tremendously well with business people from emerging country to have a short-term goal. Because that's the only thing you can see in an emerging country. It's short-term. God knows what's going to happen in 5 years from now. So all these things that I mentioned resonate very well. It's like, well, yeah, I went to a trade mission. Yeah, I incorporated the business. Yeah, I already obtained the work permit or the permanent residence. Yeah, we got this initial funding from an investor. Oh yeah, we made a few sales from our home country. This all makes a lot of sense, and that this can all be celebrated and should be as success. But here's one thing. If you're bringing a business and you want to continue to do business well in Canada, here's one little twist. Canadians tend to have a long-term focus for everything. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that comes from whatever roots. I'm not an anthropologist or sociologist or historian, but like I understand that Canadians have a long-term focus. And Canadians have a preference for doing things right as opposed to doing things fast. For this reason, it's sometimes even irritating a little bit for people coming from emerging countries where they think in Canada the pace is very slow. You can't get a meeting with somebody for this week. You have to wait 2 weeks until they have an opening on their calendar. right? So relationship building is more gradual, right? You don't meet and let's do business. No, it's hang on a second, let's do some homework, let's do some thinking, let me circle back to you. It's very common to start to feel this type of behavior from Canadians. And when I say Canadians, again, just to be clear, it's not people who are born and raised in Canada necessarily, but it's people who even moved to Canada and are Canadian citizens now. We also behave like that with the long-term focus, right? In other words, Canadians are slow to buy. And here's the thing, anywhere in the world, it's a universal truth that people do business with people they trust. So if you're building a business in Canada and you want to have long-term success, of course, you need to be establishing over time trust. And trust in Canada will bring you to your long-term success. It's almost like you have to think like a bank, right? A banker. When a bank lends money to a business, they're not focused on what the business is going to do that month or that quarter or even that year. Because typically a loan that a bank makes is going to be repaid over time by the cash flow that's going to be generated over time. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years, right? Even more sometimes, right? So in Canada, there is this long-term focus in building trust. Pretty much similar like a bank would look at you. It's like, okay, you're asking me for this money now, you want to borrow this money now, but what's your plan? What you're gonna do with your money? What are the risks that may be ahead of you and how you're mitigating them? So you see, in order to build trust in Canada, people will be asking you these tough questions. Even like potential business partners, potential clients. They want to know if your business is not like a adventure that is just coming here and is going to disappear quickly too. So Canadians like to have these solid, predictable, long-term driven relationships. And what happens, one thing you may not realize is if you're coming through all these short-term definitions of success, like we said in the beginning of the video, that's great and congratulations on the short-term success. You know, long-term in the end, it's a collection of short-term, right? But if the focus on the mindset is short-term, what starts to happen is that Canadians start to experience erosion of trust. If they ask you for what's your plan, how are you gonna do it, and say, oh yeah, don't worry, we're gonna figure it out when we get there. People are like, well, they're not thinking things through. What we can help you with here, we have this program called Your Business in Canada, right? And click on the link in the description to learn more. But this is what we do. We help you take short-term action, but with long-term focus. And that will help you have a better absorption of all this competent help that you've been receiving. And you'll be able to apply all this information you're receiving towards long-term success with the short-term successes that indeed need to be celebrated, right? We have content in this program which helps you build relationships to make money long-term. Our content also helps you build an efficient, cost-effective infrastructure and manage successful your relationships even with your service providers that may be surrounding you. In addition to the content, we also have a pillar of community where you will be interacting with other immigrant business people looking to build a long-term success in Canada. Click here in the link of the description and see you soon.